Welcome, and I'm glad you could join the party. The struggle is real, everybody. I did not know it was going to be that hard to put on some dates on a planner that was a year old, but it ended up being a lot more of a challenge than I expected it to be. But here we are. So here I am in my Filofax Lockwood with my InkWELL Press inserts. Since this is a 2022 6x9 InkWELL Press planner, I designed some stickers in Procreate so I could cut up the dates and put them in over top of the existing dates. Also, my sister had created a character that I fell in love with, and I asked her to make me some other characters in that same style and theme so I can use in my planner for this year. And that is what's also printed out on the sheet as well that will be used on the dailies. So right about now, I'm sure you're wondering, why is she gluing down stickers? Well, this was problem number one. I realized that these aren't stickers at all, so I assumed that they were printed out on photo paper and continued to glue them down for the rest of the week. So here I am putting down day number 2 over top of the pre-existing numbers, and with the preceding numbers, continue to question if this was really photo paper. And by the time I got to day 7, the number 7 started to smear a little bit from the glue being rubbed around while I was trying to press it down. And I decided to take a strip of the same paper and test it in some water to make sure it was not the stuff that I use for putting on mugs, images on mugs and whatnot. And sure enough, after putting it in the cup for a little bit, I was able to pull off the film that you'll see here in a second that proves it is not photo paper, and that is not going to work for my planner. So I had to scrap the rest of those numbers and reprint everything back out on actual sticker paper. And now I am back with everything reprinted out, exactly how it was on the other sheet, but on actual sticker paper this time, and I'm going to cut it up like I did the last sheet. I went ahead and took a little excess sticker paper to put over top of the pre-existing numbers since they were rubbing off and I didn't want them to further be damaged from use of my planner in the coming weeks. So after rubbing that down really well, I went ahead and moved on with the rest of my numbers. So now I have everything cut back out for the rest of the days of the month, and I'm going to place them down over top of the existing days. My second issue is you could see the 2 through the background that I specifically created to hope that that wouldn't happen by putting it on top of like a purplish background. But you could see it through. I went and tried to put the 8 over top of the 2. Wasn't too big of a deal. Didn't bother me that much. Went and put on the 9, and that's when I started to really not like how it was going. It was only going to get progressively worse with the bigger numbers. And as you see here, the 9 ends up looking pretty rough to say the least. So I end up pulling up the 9 and the 8 and putting them back on their release paper. And I decided to take a white gel pen and go over each of the numbers underneath, making sure that I wouldn't make it too thick to where then it makes the sticker kind of lumpy. So I had to make sure it was nice and smooth and well camouflaged. I also go back over the holidays that are written out. Since I'm redoing all the dates, the holidays aren't going to line up anymore with the pre-existing dates. Now I'm going back with the 8 and putting it over top of the gelled out number 2, and it looks amazing. Can't even tell it was there. So I continue on with the rest of the numbers. Pretty excited about how this is turning out. So while I finish putting down the rest of these dates, I figure I'd bring up my sister's Snodoodle account. She's on Instagram, and I think she even has a website where you can order some of her illustrations and stuff on mugs and shirts and whatnot. I love her creative art style. So if you have time or you want to check her out, her site is snodoodle.com. On Instagram, it's Snodoodle. I'll have it listed below in the description box, and she does commission work as well. So that was the second issue I had come across, trying to put the dates on a year-old planner. I went ahead and saw that the film I had put on was starting to come up, so I took my tweezers to try to help push it back down. and realized it's not going to stay down the way I want it to. And I decided now to pull it up. In its current state, it would just bother me too much to leave it the way it is. So up it comes. I was hoping this wasn't going to be a big deal, but it turned out to be a little bit of a big deal as well. Pulling these up, the glue adhered pretty well, where it made it to where it started to pull up some of the paper backing. And I don't mean what's left from what I glued down, like the actual planner paper, and made some rough spots. I managed to salvage what I could by trying to really be careful peeling off each individual square and taking my time to get each section of that off. And then I went ahead and took a gel pen and covered up those numbers as well to keep from having it shine through like I did earlier. So a lesson learned earlier before, applying it now to the new lineup of the first week. So I'm hoping I've learned all my lessons in this first month of the new year, and I will apply it quickly and more efficiently in the next videos for all the other planner pages that I have to do, because this was a struggle, as you can see. Now I'm going to go back after I put down all these final numbers on the first week and fill in all the important dates I have coming up this month, as well as a trip, and use the characters my sister made on the more detailed daily pages. It is my 20th wedding anniversary on the 23rd of January, so I went ahead and cut out a little heart of the same purple background and attached it to the 23rd as well. So this is the planner layout and my struggle. I hope you guys were entertained. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next party.